So I'm setting up my camera. So just give me a minute before I put this thing on there. I don't use my other tripod anymore because this one just makes more sense. Okay. Hold on. I gotta take this back off. It's on my back. Alright, y'all. Let me slow down. This phone case is not compatible. I gotta take it out. God damn it. Don't know, right? This is my phone case. It's because it has a pop socket on the back of it. So, due to my pop socket, all right, let me make sure my volume is up there. So what I did was I brought a microphone, and I was going to see if I can stick it on focus. You about to say something? I know that. I'm there. Glad to see you, darling. Glad to see you. Definitely appreciate that. Ramona, did you see Kobe? Is she here already? Hey. Huh? I don't know, but you see how he rushed us through and make us go through security? Huh? No. But yeah, we ain't had to go through security, y'all, because they already knew that Jedediah Brown was in the building and nobody saw him pass through security. Huh. But we all making this up. Ramona, you signed up for comment? You signed up for comment? You signed up, Ryan?
No, they wouldn't let us. But I do want to go back as soon as the young lady's there.
Oh, so she come back?
Yeah.
Why they wouldn't
The
let you?
policeman said, go sit down and then we'll come back up. Not yet, because the young lady's not there. But thank you. Keep an eye out because I want to get into that.
I want you to.
I want you
to. Don't get in line.
Yeah, I'm tempted.
He gone.
The young lady, because I was up there with
No, they let people sign in already. That's why I asked you, did you sign? There's a sheet up there. That go Kobe right there. Hey. I'm good. You got enough space? Sure? If I need to readjust, let me know now.
If nobody's gonna be there, if you go a little bit to the left, that'd be cool.
Let me tell you, keep my frame.
As necessary.
Once you set up, let me know how many y'all want to be. Your camera is bigger than mine, but if you can get past mine, okay. It's hot. Already? You put the fan up there. This one over here too. This one over there too. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm at the car. I just want to send it to my camera. Back to my phone. Does that make sense? My phone hurts.
Please,
They ain't gonna be able to.
public has the right to the president of public meetings except for executive session. That impede the performance of official duties. If any person acts in a disorderly manner
Those
in a
questions
public
were
meeting,
excellent. Thank you
persists
for
after
sharing.
Thank you.
being warned,
Absolutely.
the
Please
mayor
add
and the
some of
chair
those.
can
Yeah.
order the
Thank you.
person to withdraw or be removed from the meeting. If the person refuses, they can be removed and fined under disorderly
How y'all doing?
conduct. 60 ILCS 140-25. Disorderly conduct in a public meeting involves any unreasonable behavior that disrupts or disturbs the meeting and is subject to removal and penalties if it persists after a warning. This also includes city employees and council members. Harvey police officers are present at city council meetings to assist the chairman in preserving order. If any person is ordered to withdraw or leave the meeting by the mayor and refuses, that person can be cited and criminally charged with disorderly conduct. Harvard Police can escort the person out of the building. If the person refuses to leave and physically resist the Harvard Police, that person can also be charged with resisting arrest. In Illinois law, resisting arrest is defined as knowingly resisting or obstructing
It ain't
performance
charged.
by
Can't
one
do nothing
knowledgeable
right.
person,
Gotta
be a
charge
police
them
officer,
still.
Now, at
firefighter,
least you got it.
or correctional institution employee. This constitutes a Class A misdemeanor. Statute requires that the act of resistance must involve some physical act that opposes an obstacle that may impede, hinder, interrupt, prevent, or delay the performance of the officer's duties.
Might come in handy.
Examples include struggling, wrestling, going limp, physically
It is,
aiding
honey.
a third party to avoid arrest. Illinois law explicitly states that a person is not authorized to use force to resist arrest by a peace officer, even if the arrest is believed to be or is in fact lawful. Resistance of even an unlawful arrest by an officer
The
is
salaries
violation
of
of
the
the statute.
employees,
Thank you.
Oh, and how much that?
how much is that, what it's gonna do, you know what I mean?
That's a good one.
Cause I don't think it can add up to much really, unless it was smoking the season bumps. The signage, they waiting on the signage. She's not here, and she's got a signage, she can do it.
Can I have one? My hands are sticky. It's a cute skirt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Forgive me.
Thank you. What? Chin? I can't hear you. Oh, oh, yes. That's a good site. But you're paying a lot in tips now. You know, because that's coming from China.
Alderperson Smith, please connect.
City of Harvey City Council meeting. Today is Monday, August 11th, 2025. The time is 7:08 p.m. Call this meeting to order. Would all of the members of the council please sign in, make themselves present. Wonderful. We have a quorum. Next on the agenda is an invocation of pledge of allegiance, but before we get there, it has been brought to my attention that one of our members had a loss in his family, Alden Keith. And so if we could be so kind and offer our Alden person a moment of silence. Thank you. Next on the agenda is an invocation of pledge of allegiance. Ringo, would you be so kind?
All hearts and minds set on Lord and Savior. Father, I will come to you at this moment, Lord, thanking you for everything that you've done for us thus far, Lord, for all the provision and protection that you provide over each and every one of us, Lord. Lord, we want to continue to thank you. And now we come asking that you would usher in your Holy Spirit, Lord. Give us that comfort, give us that guidance to continue to lead and guide, Father, not for our glory, but that your name be lifted up. In the mighty name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item number 4, presentations. There are none. Next item on the agenda, number 5, automatic reports. Start with the third report.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. Just want to give thanks to the staff and tell you guys to be encouraged as we go through this financial state that the city is going through. Just be encouraged. I still want to always thank you guys and appreciate you guys hanging in there with us as we go through these financial troubles that we have. This is not something that we have created on our own. This is something we inherited. So I hope to continue to see you guys when we get to the end. It is going to be a hard struggle getting there. Not where we used to be, not where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be. So with that being said, thank you again.
Next on the report is the second ward.
Good evening, Second Ward and City of Harvey. I want to begin by sharing a matter of personal and public concern. Recently, Mayor Clark, me and you, we emailed for a bid digitally, and I requested if we could have a meeting. And you did avail that meeting. You said that we could meet face to face. And I'm requesting to you in a public forum is that we meet digitally. With my arrest, with my mother's arrest, I just don't feel safe just yet to sit down and have that meeting with you. And so if you'd be so kind in a most collaborative way to further discuss what we need to do as it relates to more than 10% of the workforce being laid off. I'm also publicly and for the record asking that the city hosts a citywide forum. I see that we're having an upcoming meeting to express public concern, but if there could be a main focus around public safety and financial transparency, I believe that these are two of the most pressing concerns for Harvey residents. And you all deserve a safe space, open conversation and dialogue where questions can be heard and answers be provided. On public safety, you know, I was alarmed when I woke up to ABC 7's news that a friend of mine's nephew had been murdered here on Des Plaines. I've been knowing this family for a long time, and it's no secret. You know, public safety is going on across America at large. We need support, we need assistance. But right here in the city of Harvey, we could do more just by providing the much needed conversation. We know it's a long haul to get the work done, right? We understand the rear view of the past administration, but what we have to focus in on is the windshield. What's our forward contingency plan to have unique answers for the residents? That's all the residents in here want to know. They want an answer to a question without feeling we're going through a suffrage march to get a solution. I just also want to further echo the financial transparency. Mayor Clark, I have messaged you regarding this settlement agreement, and knowing that 10% was laid off, some people are out here paying $2,500 a month, $20,000 annually. I'd like to ask, where is that money going? We are in desperate need. We're first-class residents living in a third-world neighborhood. Do y'all hear me? We are first-class residents living in a third-world neighborhood. And the collaborative approach, a strategic approach, is most necessary. And sometimes that just comes with having dialogue and conversations. There are no dumb questions. City of Harvey, meet me at 15446 South Lexington for our back to school event. You all came last year, Mayor. We totally invite you out again this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Floor 4.
Thank you, Mayor. I first want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and really appreciate the mayor acknowledging, the loss of my brother. I have my nephew here. Quinn, you want to raise your hand? Right here, he's been hanging with me the weekend. We've been having us a good time. Just really emotional time right now. So, with that being said, I want to first start off with the gun violence that we have been having in the city recently. We have new gangs are establishing themselves in our town. I think Harvey is, excuse the way I say it, but I think we're being to a certain point, we're being pumped out. Well, what I mean by that is people come here, they dump stuff all over. We got vacant houses, people will be squatting in houses. Everything that somebody want to do, it seems like they come to Harvey and do it, And we have to be able to stop that reputation when it comes to this gun violence. When it comes to our city council, because if you pay attention, the 4 hearings that we have the library district, the school district, the park district, and the city. And between all 4, it's always some type of unevenness that's going on around. And as a city, I think we need to set the example first and to show that regardless of how you feel about a person, we have a city that we have to take care of, and mostly we cannot teach these young youths about gang violence and fighting against each other, and we can't set an example that we can't get along ourselves. We have to set that tone, and then we can have people to talk, and we can have the nerve to talk to somebody and tell somebody what they should be out here doing when we out here doing things just as bad. So I think that's something that really needs to be addressed. I'm also concerned about the recent layoffs that we had with the city and where's the city standing at. I'm willing to get out here and help and do the best I can, but our city is really looking pretty bad right now, and we are in a situation. I just think things need to be addressed to get things going in the right direction, to show where we can all help each other, what suggestions we have, and it's time for everybody to put their sleeves on up. So finish with that. I will be having a public safety meeting this Wednesday, hosted with me and all the ones at the chairman. I passed out some flyers, so if anybody didn't get one, please, let me know. And I encourage y'all suggestions and your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is the 5th Ward.
Thank you, sir. I also would like to thank all the residents that took the time to be here today. I want to also just kind of give a nice praise for I believe that we have to give honor where honor is due. And to each and every one of our department heads, I want to tell you, thank you. I believe that I have so many examples from working with each and every one of you. The duties assigned to you have been thrown out of the window and you all completely go beyond the call of duty. I hate to use names, but I have to say this. Chief Biggie, thank you, brother. Ms. Davis, thank you. Pastor Harris, thank you. Rick Sucker, thank you. Most importantly, I'm going to say this because I've said it privately. Mayor Clark, I thank you. It doesn't matter what time of day that I call, he's there. And many times it's, okay, where you at? And he pulls up. We have to understand something that if we're going to be successful here, we can't stick to our duties. I'm definitely telling you, if we're going to be successful here, we're going to have people around us that are willing to say, okay, how do we solve the problem? Because we may not be able to completely erase the problem, but we can make it doable. And I've seen that on many occasions where we can't tear down a house in such and such, but we're going to make it safe. And we're going to make sure it's clean until we can. Yeah, we cannot repair the whole street. I'm sorry that you had to run over there, that your kids had to deal with that when they're trying to ride a bike on the sidewalk. But what we can do is that we can do a good patch over it and make it safe. We're doing what we can until we can do what we want. And each and every one of you have shown that over and over again. Maria, thank you. When residents call, the report is always that they're getting more than what they expected. And that's what we need. So we're going to do what we can do until we can do what we want to do. I want to thank all the residents that came out for our 5th Ward meeting on August 2nd. That was so great to see everyone out. And just get back in touch with what's going on with city business and what we're looking to do, not just now, but also in 2026. Got a lot of good input from you all. Most importantly, I'm starting to see the residents are really understanding the issues and what it takes to solve them. And that's why they're becoming a little bit more patient, because they can see that we are doing something. We're not just ignoring it. It may not be the best thing, but we're doing the right thing that we can do right now.
Thank you. Next is the 6th Ward.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Welcome residents from the great city of Harvey. Thank everybody for coming out. We had 6 residents here from the great 6th Ward. My name is Alderman Tyrone Rogers, and I bring you greetings. Where I'd like to start is, first of all, Saturday I had 2 residents to the cities. Mr. Gibson Welch from Senator Clinton Street. He passed, he had been battling with cancer for some time, and may God rest his soul, may he rest in peace. And my friend and my brother, Mary, you may know him, Brother Sylvester Ellis, he worked at LI2, yes, he passed Saturday. He had severe dementia, and his wife brought him home, and he had been in hospice. That being said, my heart goes out to the family, and I will be doing a resolution from the city of Harvey on behalf of these families. Without sounding redundant, I'd like to thank the administrative staff as well. Without letting the cat out the bag, we had a very productive meeting with South Suburban College, and I'm not going to say too much, but there will be a recycling facility where most of the residents are able to bring out all of their hazardous materials, chemicals, tires, batteries, and that kind of thing. And right now, it's still tentative, and we haven't agreed to anything, but it was a very productive meeting, and Mr. Cedric was in there. Ms. Davis was involved, Ms. Ramona helped set it up, and the mayor was very instrumental. and us getting this thing done. I'd like to congratulate the city of Harvey. August 2nd, on the fight night, where we acknowledged all our first responders and our police departments. It was a very festive occasion. There was a lot of activities, a lot of giveaways for the kids, and I think it made everybody happy. On August the 18th, and you know, I've adopted an elementary school, Bryant Elementary, on 147th and Broadway. And I will be doing a toy giveaway at the end of the school day. I was going to do it at the beginning of the day, but it's the first day. And if I give out toys, it's going to just cause a distraction for all the kids, and nobody's going to get nothing done, even if it is the first day. So after school, anybody that's associated with Bryant Elementary School, I will be out giving out toys and school supplies and that kind of thing. And once again, my phone number is area code 708-516-2276. And I'm always available, I'm always transparent. I answer the phone every single time, not without sound or without. You will not get a voicemail. I answer every call. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. First Ward,
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening,
please
everyone.
talk to your mic, please.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Mayor. I just want to say last week was an amazing week on Broadway. Yep, right in front of this office. The police department did an outstanding job on National Night Out. It was very well attended. The following day, Restoration Ministries had an event, was the art show. Now, I don't know if anyone attended, but there was over 100, 150 people, and I happened to go with the clerk. And I was amazed. People from Homewood, people from South Holland, throughout our communities here in Harvey participating in this event. It was beautiful. In case you don't know, Restoration Ministries offers art classes, dance classes, jazz band, ballerina for $10 a semester. And it's really amazing. It was a fun-filled night. We were all outside. I took pictures. It was a beautiful night. I was very excited. Right here in Harvey, and our sister communities coming to visit us. I want to echo some sentiments on what the previous alder personnel had said. The third world neighborhood. Oh my God, that took me back to Nikki Graves. If anyone remembers, Nikki Graves used to always call Harvey as the ghetto. You know what? We're not the ghetto, and we're not a third world neighborhood. We are first class, just as Alderman Kobe had said. If we adapt to that mentality, then we will be working very diligently to become a good neighbors. Last week, no, I just take it back, Saturday, right down the street from my house, Alderman Keyes talked about the violence. I live on Union Street. This occurred on Emerald. There was a party, over 150 people in attendance at a house party. Now, thank God there was no violence, but nevertheless, it's hot out there, people are drinking, violence can occur. We have violence throughout the south suburbs, in every community. We have to be watchful. It's not the police department, it's not the mayor, because I gotta tell you, we have a phenomenal police department. Public safety, as people talked about it, absolutely. They are spearheading a public safety meeting. The town meetings. If you have questions, as Alderman Kobe had mentioned, come to the town meetings. The mayor holds these every so often, quarter, and all your questions can be answered. So you are our top priority, and yes, we are first class. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for their reports. Next on the agenda is public comment. Public comment is encouraged and appreciated. It is the only opportunity for the public to address the city council on agenda items in any other city-related business. In order to accomplish all business on the agenda and be respectful of everyone's time, council members will not engage in dialogue with individual members of the audience, and no immediate action will be taken on any public comment issue. When your name is called, please proceed to the podium and state your name and address. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. No speaker may donate his or her time to another speaker. Comments shall be courteous and respectful at all times. No person may use public comment for the purpose of campaign or advertisement. This is not a question and answer time, and council cannot engage in conversation with the public. Questions and concerns about operations should be addressed with city staff during regular business hours. As I have previously discussed in other meetings, talking about specifically the attacks, the venom, the vitriol that seems to take place in public comment, it forces me, in my opinion, to make sure that I announce that while people have freedom of speech to say what they choose regarding particular issues in the city, it does not necessarily mean that what they are saying is true. This is their opinion, and they have a right to it, and we are here to hear it. That being said, when I call your name, please step forward. It is Reverend M. King Jr., followed by Chappelle Hooks.
Melville King, Reverend King, 216 Thurman Boulevard, Illinois. I was waking up in my sleep Sunday, early 3 o'clock Sunday morning by a shooting. From my bed, I was rocked out of my bed by a high-powered weapon that was being fired. And down the street, a neighbor in a minivan, a red one, he was blown to pieces. You can see it on YouTube. And on that same street, there's my neighbor across the street said she's going to move out of Harvey. The reason she's going to move out of Harvey, first of all, she bought a house in Harvey about 3 years ago with the idea of having a nice place, not in the city. And so now she's there. They broke into her house, and they also tried to steal her car. But what she's really mad about is that the Harvey police showed up 17 minutes late, while the neighbors said that they were out there 17 minutes late. And by the time they got there, it was all over. My suggestion for the Harvey police is, since I was the chief years ago in Phoenix, is to station somebody on the weekends, on those Sunday nights and things, when things are happening. Why should it take you 17 minutes to get to a place when you're supposed to be stationed in all 6 wards? Now, something is wrong with that picture. I don't care how many officers you put in here for this, but it's not enough officers on the street. And yeah, come on, go visible. I'm going a little visible because I am not going to be waking out of my bed and my wife and I and all my kids in danger for getting shot because people are late. They come there late. And I did get footage, and I had told the officer I couldn't get enough footage, the right footage, because the video didn't come out good. I did see some flashing, but I didn't get the right footage. But here's what I'm telling you. We can't have this. And I'm going to tell you something. There were some promises made. Some promises made by an individual. They said, lower the minimum bill from $59 to $39. You only pay for water you use. Make bills more transparent so you can calculate your own bill. Lower your current water rate from 78 cents to 0.506. Lower your current sewer fee from $10 to $7.50. Remove the $2 administration fee, which is still sitting there long after the campaign. Lower the next increase from $100 to $25. Last time I was at City Hall, there was an 80-some-year-old woman trying to get a water turned on. And the lady right over here, she knows who I am. She saw me, right? And I paid for that lady's water bill. And why? Because they were overcharging the 80-some-year-old woman $300 for 1 month. You tell me what kind of City Hall. Are they checking anything? Are they checking what the citizens are doing? Are they really taking care of the seniors, or are they stiffing them for money? Because what I can see right now, they're stiffing for the money. All you inspectors and all you people that are supposed to do your job, get out there and inspect those meters. And support the police. I say support them, but at the same time, allow the police patrol certain areas at certain weekends and things. I'm tired and sick of leaving this meeting every time I come here and watch the prostitute. The same one is still operating out there, and I come here and I'm being told that they moved off the street. But they missed one, because I see her every time I come home. Yep. And I'm telling you, I'm sick of it. The 6th ward is a piece of garbage.
Thank you very much. Next is Chappelle Hooks, followed by Ryan Sinwell.
Sound like that third world neighborhood, huh? Right.
Hello, Harvey. My name is Chappelle Hooks. I am a gun violence has been going on everywhere forever. It just is sad that when you had automatic comments, Alderman Rogers, you didn't mention anything about the mass shooting and the shooting in front of Melville King's house. Those 7 people got shot, including a 4-year-old boy. But the 2 people that was the suspects, one was killed and one was shot. None of that. Y'all ain't telling the people nothing. Then the police get up there and do a little press conference, and then you clearly state that y'all been knew who did it. Y'all know who doing this stuff, and y'all letting them go all around through Harvey, shooting and killing people. So that means that you all are allowing this to happen. There's no such thing as that, oh, well, the police can't stop it. No, yes, you can, because if you stated, and I believe it was you, Charles, said that, and y'all gave the addresses, the dates, the times, and all this stuff. Y'all knew all this. Why y'all ain't stopping? You got Kentavia was killed on her birthday. That's right there, right behind where he stayed on what, Paulina, 157th and Paulina. The other little girl Willow got shot. I mean, you got all these people and these innocent kids that's been killed, had nothing to do with the clubs, since y'all closed down the clubs, had nothing to do with that. We losing businesses. You talking about all this money. I mean, what y'all gonna do? Just tell everybody what y'all gonna do. Because this here don't make sense. Yeah, we first class, but how? How are we first class? But y'all sure got these 100-screen TVs sitting up here talking about we broke, ain't got no money. Hassan got away with $6 million in back taxes. And I hear Alderwoman Smith didn't mention nothing about that when y'all was talking about the $6 million y'all ain't getting. What happened to that? What y'all gonna do? I mean, y'all sitting up here talking all this stuff about what's good and giving all these people kudos. I can't see how and where is it showing that? Them people you might as well say they been laid off because they ain't been doing their job. Harvey been looking like garbage. So y'all need to do something about all this.
Well stated.
Thank you. Next is Ryan Sumwelski, followed by Ruby
Don't
Donahue.
nobody feel like we first class. I should have took back my state. Third world for sure.
Good evening.
Huh.
My name is Ryan Sumwelski. I'm with the Art Historical Society and
He's
resident
so
of Harvey.
crazy.
On July 14, 2025, 4 people were the victims of a mob action in Harvey, led by Jedediah Brown and his associates Alicia Spikes, Raheem Sharks, Keisha Stokes, and Stringer Harris. They attacked Amir Shakur and his daughter first, fracturing his eye socket and dislocating his finger. Jed then assaulted Beth McBride as she tried to stop Jed's attacks. Later, Keisha Stokes, niece of Alderwoman Delaney Smith, assaulted and battered me because she didn't like that I was filming the incident which occurred in public. What were Alderwoman Smith and her niece doing at the crime scene that was so secret that she brutally attacked me, trying to destroy my phone so it would not record what they were doing? Why did Harvey police allow Jed and his goons to flee the scene not once, but twice? Why was Stringer Harris not arrested and charged? Why were they all sent home after a few hours, like kids in detention, without being properly arrested, booked, or charged? Why were Jed's and Keisha's vehicles not towed, while Harvey police routinely tow innocent people's cars just to get cash out of them? Why haven't charges been filed in Cook County Circuit Court? Why are Mayor Clark and Harvey police protecting those causing violence in our community? We want answers, and we want them now. On July 28, 2025, I reported to Harvey police that Jedediah Brown had violated my stalking no contact order. I told Officer Griffin I expected Harvey police to arrest Mr. Brown in accordance with Illinois law, which states, according to the Illinois Domestic Violence Act 750 ILCS 60/223, a law enforcement officer shall arrest the respondent when the officer has probable cause to believe the respondent has violated an order of protection. On August 7th, I spoke via phone to Detective Magana, who's in the back, and once again said I did not feel safe and I expected Harvey police to enforce the law and arrest Mr. Brown immediately. However, as you can see, Mr. Brown sits in this chamber and still has not been arrested. We've seen the videos where Jed's driving around the city with Mayor Clark. Is Mayor Clark helping Jedediah Brown evade the law using our police? This is crazy. On August 2nd and 3rd, there were shootings in North Harvey. 8 were shot, 3 were killed, and a 4-year-old child was injured. As others have said, why have we not heard about this before? Why isn't the mayor, why isn't Alderman Rogers speaking out about this? This is all crazy, but the number one point I want to make is that Jedediah Brown should have been arrested July 28th. So if you don't see that happening tonight, feel free to reach out to me. You can be a witness when we go back to court. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Ruby Donahue, followed by Jedediah Brown.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? I'm very happy that that we have a complement of participants that are to see exactly what is happening here in Harvey and try to more or less curb the problems that we seem to be having. Many of these things that are occurring are because we don't have the support of your neighbor. They go about, and I'm going to say they in generality, everything cannot be blamed on the administration because we need help. We need help. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you have people that are actually squatters right here coming right under your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't belong in Harvey. They never have, they never will do anything to flourish. But they will actually blame everyone but themselves. So that is why I got up here to say this, but I had something written down, but it came to my mind that these things have happened to me. And I'm going to say that the building department and everything has reached out in many instances to try and curtail some of the things that have been occurring. But the way the liability that is needed is not here. You need to work together. You're not doing that. You're cocooning yourselves to the extent that we are not really flourishing, as you may say, because we have no community activity. It is absolutely ridiculous. I know my time is almost over, but I did want to say this. The building department is good. They've worked their way up. But the squatter situation in Harvey has become more imminent and blatantly open. They walk behind me. I've seen it done. It has happened to me on both sides of my home. And I've been here almost 57 years. Many of these people are not registered as residents, renters, or homeowners in Harvey. Certainly not taxpayers. The situation is much more pronounced when our weather has been humid and hot, and the temperature, of course, has escalated. They are normally choosing havens and houses that are located in areas that are being well
Thank you very much. Your time is up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and I did want you to keep that in mind.
Thank you.
You need help.
Next up is Jedediah Brown.
Okay. Hey, City of Harvey. Jealousy is not rational because you got violence unchecked, but the point is Jedediah needs to be arrested. But moving past that, what I want to say is I remain shocked that I was cut off with the time of 3 minutes when I asked the person who invited me here, Alderwoman Colby Chapman, what has happened now that I've come here and I'm trying to figure out what's going on according to what you said. I've not found it, but the treatment that I'm receiving from your base, your supporters, is really, really concerning to me. But I'm not gonna park there because there's so many important things that need to
Important.
be addressed.
That's
Yes,
right.
but that's important. Court orders, threats, lies, internet stuff, all that is important just because a person doesn't agree.
I got a
And so
felony.
what I have looked for was proof
Remember that?
that I have yet to find and you
The
have yet
felony.
to provide. But it's okay, we'll move past it.
Fannie
So what I
Mae,
wanna
remember
say
that?
to the city of Harding is that with everything that's going on
Okay.
in this country, what we're doing here
You had
is
something the same as
really a
Dave?
waste of time, because we should be, as a
Oh,
community
okay.
of people, coming together. Because if you look at what's happening on the national stage, what we're doing
Stay
here
over there.
is just a distraction.
Hold on,
It ain't working.
hold on. Can we please refrain from comment when the public commenter is talking?
Please.
Okay, it's just a distraction, and I'm really made up in my mind that I want to focus on what's important. And I wanted to be clear here.
Refrain.
I am here to figure out what's going on and to be as much of an asset as possible. And so today, I want to be clear that what you all are dealing with this 10% of employees losing their job, we all saw that coming. But it's still worse coming down the pipe if we don't get a hold of reality and change the way we're operating. And what do I mean by that? The collection rates of this county, you will see that Harvey is number 3 as it relates to the community that collects its lowest taxes. And I want to say this to the alderwoman who brought me here. In your specific
Thanks for
ward,
coming.
All Town Bus Company and Christ One Auto, and I think DNA staff have not paid their taxes. That will
I asked that.
contribute to people being laid off. This is not a
No.
city enforcement issue,
This
it's
is
a
good.
county
This is
enforcement
great
issue.
dialogue,
And if
Shirley.
all the people came together to address
You better
the
worry
fact
about the ice that was in your
literally
ward this
Harvey is the
weekend.
number three city in the county that's not getting its taxes, you probably will see a better result. Or the fact that literally every time you get a grant, the comptroller takes a percentage of those taxes. Now, you're in public safety, and I'm saying to you, as I'm saying to all, literally, let's be genuine, because police services are in peril, water provision is in peril, fire protection is in peril, and so many other things. So stop playing internet games, let's organize, protest.
Find the money.
You cannot arrest somebody under just knowledge. You gotta have evidence, and there's a double jeopardy
Dismissed.
law. Police, you're doing
4
a great
times.
job. So many things I wish I could say, God bless you.
Yeah, I know. Dismissed 4 times. Thank you. We're not gonna attack the alderwoman. That's not what we're not doing that. Very unruly.
It's okay that I can get attacked. Or Smith can get attacked.
I didn't hear anyone attack you.
Yes.
They said Alderwoman Chapman. Did they say Alderwoman Jerwinski or
Not
Alderwoman
today.
Smith?
Not today.
We're talking about today. There,
Oh,
don't be in the
yesterday
rear
I
view,
think
be in the windshield.
Oh, yeah, just what counts for the moment.
First class resident.
Absolutely. Practice what you preach.
The ladies had a little squabble.
I'm sorry, my apologies.
Absolutely.
It would be nice if we could all be respectful of each other.
There it is. Mhm.
I will say that when I read the initial statement for public comment, I say in that is that we need to be courteous and respectful at all times. Now, either we can apply that over the whole group, and we all get it, or we don't apply it at all. I didn't pick who signed up for public comment. And even with this display that we just had, I didn't really stop really, I don't see where it was gonna go.
Wow.
But people are going to get up and they're going to say things. They're going to say things about me. They're going to say things about others. I don't think that they should. I honestly don't. I think that it is uncouth and in total bad taste. But it seems like it's still continuing. A couple weeks ago, almost a month ago, sat here and I tried off on an olive branch and tried to say, hey, look, let's break down the vinegar vitriol. I know that everybody's, people got their opinions, and that is okay. And honestly, I welcome it. But we have to make sure that either we're going to do it one way or we're not going to do it at all. So if we want things to get out of control and we want people to see us that way, that's the way it'll be. If we want to keep ourselves under control and move this city forward, we can do that too. I believe in each and every one of us and our abilities to do so. Sometimes, yes, Lord knows emotions will take over and passions will get high. But nevertheless, we still have to be respectful of each other. So this is to the older persons. First of all, I would appreciate as the chair if you would not have discussions back and forth with those who are making public comment. But to those who are engaged in public comment, you know, you can do a little better too. Because we can do much better in how we're talking to and treating each other. And, you know, y'all talk about Harvey World and stuff like that. A lot of stuff y'all saying, y'all wouldn't say in other spaces. But you say it here. And you think it's okay. The problem that we have is that people are watching. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. You never know what those people who are watching are thinking. One of the strangest things that I saw in my lifetime was a guy by the name of John Lennon. He assassinated. And when his assassin was apprehended, you know what he said is the reason why he did what he did? Does anybody know why he said he did what he did? He said he read a book called The Catcher in the Rye. And for some odd reason, that book told him that he needed to go and assassinate John Lennon. It just shows that the mental instability is real. And sometimes when we put this venom and vitriol out here, we may not even mean it really for each other because, you know, we family, and family do that sometimes. But there are other people who are paying attention. There are people who travel here from Nebraska and travel here from Canada because they see this on Facebook and YouTube and they don't quite understand what's going on. We don't want people to get hurt. I'm going to say it again. We don't want people to get hurt. So please, if nothing else, when you make your public comments and when you're listening to the public comments, let's just try to step back for a minute and think of the broader impacts of what we're saying and what we're doing. Okay? Thank you very much for listening. Next is our departmental reports. First up will be our city administrator, William Davis. Before we do so, the reason why we do these reports is because we want to be more transparent, and we're working on being more transparent with our constituents. We want you to know what is happening in the city. We want you to know the work that has been done on your behalf. While there are some that believe that we should always govern by committee in everything that we do, which I will say honestly, I don't agree with that, but people have the right to their own opinions. Donald Trump doesn't come and knock on my door and ask if it's okay for him to pass the big, beautiful bill. And Governor Pritzker doesn't come to the city of Harvey and ask us if it's okay for him to sign the squatters law. And our state reps and our state senators don't come here and ask us if it's okay for them to do the work and pass the myriad of bills that they pass. Neither do they do that in the county. The reason why we allow them to do what they do is because we have elected them. They are our elected officials. And so, as a result, we have a certain responsibility. And once again, I said it before, I believe the council has done a good job overall in that. But what we want you to understand is what our departments are doing for you, what they are dealing with, the problems and the challenges that they are facing, and how they are overcoming those issues. It is making a better city, definitely. And we have people who can testify to that. So, that being said, we'll start our departmental reports, and then we should just follow as the agenda says for all of our departments. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, New York City Council. I'm pleased to report that we are on track to meet our goals by the end of the year. We've made strong progress across several areas. I want to take a moment to highlight the work that has been done to improve our city as it operates. To begin, we started the process of digitizing our services. It means we're moving away from outdated paper systems and transitioning into a more modern digital approach. This shift has helped our departments work better together, improve service delivery, and make things easier, faster for residents. A great example of this is Building and Special Services Department, which has streamlined its business license process earlier this year. What used to take longer is now much quicker, more consistent, and that's progress. We've also launched online to the public. You can now pay your citations online. You can request police reports. All this available on our website, cityofharvey.il.gov. Infrastructure. We're prioritizing improvements to streetlights, curbs, sidewalks, and public service. I'm excited to announce that the sidewalk repairs on 151st Street between Ashland and Marshfield will start soon. We're waiting on the final confirmation from the contractor, and we'll start seeing development from that. To support future projects, we're putting major focus on securing grant funding to make sure we're getting the financial help we need to improve the city without putting extra burden on the residents. Another big step we've taken is updating our municipal code. Many of our codes, laws are outdated. We're going through them piece by piece. This will help us run more smoothly, eliminate confusion, and build trust with the community. The next topic I would like to talk about is the tax collection rate. The tax collection revenue, some businesses have operated in the city way too long without paying their property taxes. This has been a major impact on our ability to staff departments, keep city services running at its full strength. In other communities, approximately 80% of their budget relies on tax revenue. On the Cook County Treasurer's website, you will see the tax collection rate is close to 52% for Harvey residents. In other communities, they are closer to 82%. To tackle this issue, we're updating our municipal code and internal processes to enforce compliance. Our goal is simple. One of our goals are simple. We're just trying to get properties back on the tax roll and hold everyone accountable, especially those who have avoided paying property taxes for decades. That's coming to an end. We're also reviewing and updating all municipal contracts and agreements about it truly benefits to our residents of Harvey. And we were trying to make it top priority to make sure all departments follow clear processes and procedures. When everyone is working together, we follow the same playbook, the city runs better. And Mayor, that ends my report.
Thank you. Next, on our agenda.
Mayor, Councilman, and reference. I'm here today to provide an update on the recent crime statistics during the month of July 2025. In addition to 3 cases currently being handled by the Harvard Police Department, which began in the start of August. In July 2025, the Harvey Police Department Patrol Division responded to a total of 2,225 calls of service. Their efforts resulted in 273 general case reports, 56 misdemeanor arrests, 4 felony arrests, 385 parking citations, 40 movement violations, 4 warrants, 46 vehicles towed, 37 reported accidents, and 8 firearms recovered. The Harvey Police Department's Investigations Division is currently conducting 3 significant criminal investigations. On August 2nd, 2025, a tragic shooting occurred at a house party located at 14459 East Plains. Several individuals were struck, including a 4-year-old child who thankfully is now recovering. We're maintaining close communication with the family and are committed to supporting them during this difficult time. Our investigation identified 2 suspects, Charles Lipsey of Markham and Daquan Shepard of Hazelcrest. These individuals arrived at the party in a vehicle and opened fire on the crowd outside. One attendee, a valid concealed carry license holder, returned fire in self-defense, striking Mr. Shepard. 2 additional suspects who have been identified fled the scene in a stolen vehicle which was later recovered nearby. Mr. Lipsey was shot dead during the incident, and Mr. Shepard sustained gunshot wounds to the head and leg. We are fully committed to bringing any remaining offenders into custody using every available resource, tool, and technology at our disposal. Let me be clear. This incident of violence stems from a long-standing conflict among a few individuals with a disruptive history. These acts do not represent a lawless community, but rather reckless and dangerous behavior by individuals who show no regard for life. The Harvey Police Department Investigations Division is also investigating, my apologies. These acts do not represent a lawless community, but rather reckless and dangerous behavior by individuals who show no regard for life. When a 4-year-old child is shot, we should all be outraged. This is not a time for politics or self-serving agendas. It is time for our community to unite, work alongside law enforcement, and find ways to prevent such tragedies from reoccurring. Addressing this issue requires a joint effort beyond just policing. We recognize that people will continue to hold parties, but we urge everybody to do so responsibly. If you know individuals who have conflicts with certain groups, please discourage their participation in different festivities. Speak with your audience. And while it's not required, it would help if you would notify the Harvey Police Department if you plan to host a large gathering. This allows for the police department to increase patrols and ensure safety. We are not omnipresent, but with your cooperation, we can better prepare and respond accordingly. I am calling on all persons, residents, and the Harvey Police Department to collaborate immediately. My team, in conjunction with the mayor's office, has already developed a saturation patrol plan to remove these individuals intent on disrupting our city's peace, a peace many communities take for granted. The city of Harvey has too long been treated as a weak target, with offenders thinking they can commit crime in the city and escape once they cross into neighboring communities, South Holland, Homewood, and others. That must end now. For weeks, I've been asked, Chief, what are you going to do? Again, it's not just a law enforcement approach to solving these type of issues. We must work collaboratively together. We have already been in contact with violence prevention groups and faith-based leaders, which you will notice a heavier police presence in the neighborhoods, including walk and talks and traffic stops. We will be identifying individuals who do not belong here, and those who are traveling through this city with illegal firearms, narcotics, contraband. This is a warning to use expressways to go around the city of Harvey, because we will be petty. and we will lock anybody up that is bringing harm to our city. The Harvey Police Department is serious about enforcing the law. Again, we will pull you over, we will tow your vehicle, and we will arrest those who act foolishly within our city and want to cause violence. These increased patrols will include investigators, tactical teams, and command staff actively engaging in neighborhoods. We will be knocking on doors, gathering information. If we want this to stop, we need the community's help. If you witness something suspicious, please speak up. We cannot fix what we do not know. Tips can be reported anonymously to 708-713-4899. Again, that number is 708-713-4899, or you can email crimetips@thecityofharvey.il.gov. The Harvey Police Department's Investigation Division is currently investigating the shooting death of a 28-year-old male from Chicago. On August 3rd at approximately 4:39 a.m., the victim was shot and killed while sitting inside a vehicle parked at 235 Calumet Boulevard. A female passenger was present during the incident, fortunately remained uninjured. The investigation is linked to the same incident that occurred at 14459 Des Plaines. While we have identified the individual we are searching for, we strongly encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward. Your assistance is vital in helping us bring justice. If you have any information, please contact again the Harvey Police Department at 708-713-4899. You can remain anonymous, or you can email crimetips@thecityofharvey.il.gov. The Harvey Police Department's Investigations Division is also investigating the stabbing of Desmond Carter, a 26-year-old male from Chicago, Illinois. Mr. Carter was stabbed to death on August 3rd, 2025 at approximately 11:49 p.m. at 273 East 163rd Street in the First Ward. Mr. Carter was at a gathering with others, partying, drinking, and consuming drugs. And according to witnesses, Mr. Carter got into an argument with Courtney Ashford. Upon Mr. Desmond's attempt to leave, Mr. Ashford followed him outside. At this time, Mr. Desmond was stabbed in the chest with a pair of scissors. Investigators recovered surveillance footage and still images of the offender walking away from the scene as Mr. Carter fell to the ground and bled to death. The Assistant State's Attorney's Office conducted interviews and reviewed body-worn camera footage and reports. Charges are currently pending. As some of you can tell, a number of individuals involved in these incidents, whether it be victims or offenders, are not residents of the city of Harvey, but come from other communities. This should be concerning because it impacts all of us, including residents, community members, and employees. It is critical that we unite and take a firm stance against such behaviors. We must clearly state that enough is enough and work collaboratively to ensure the safety and well-being of our community. While there are narratives suggesting that crime is rampant and out of control in this city, the facts demonstrate otherwise. In fact, we have observed a significant decrease in crime over the past few years. Since 2020, we've seen a significant drop in homicides by 68% alone. Robberies have decreased by 76%. Burglaries have decreased by 78%. We have noticed an increase in shots fired incidents in the city. We've taken proactive measures by installing gunshot detection systems through the city, as well as license plate reader technology, to help not just locate shooting incidents faster, but also pinpoint vehicles and people that are in the area during these occurrences. One of the ways this technology is helping specifically during the 144th Des Plaines incident, we were able to identify a vehicle that has been in the area during several shootings over the course of the last few weeks. We have now been able to locate the vehicle, identify the driver, and are actively looking to bring that person into question. But again, I want to stress that, all of this is going on, all of this violence that you guys claim is happening within the city, which is not. It's a collaborative effort amongst community and the police department. So when you say it's only on the police department to figure this thing out, it's not. It's not. It's on us as a community to come together and figure out the root cause of this violence is happening. And my team are working hard. My team is working hard with the mayor's office to ensure that we work with violence prevention groups, that we work with faith-based leaders and organizations to make sure we don't just talk, we actually do something about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is the fire
I was just gonna say, you should ask them right now.
But before we go,
I mean, I'm just saying.
To file report, let me also add on to that, that report, that in the village of South Holland, on that same day that we're talking about where there was some people shot on this plane, there was I think it was 16-year-old that was shot several times and killed in the village of South Holland. I'm proud of our police force because that was a tragic event for that community. But as they were trying to find the killer of that particular young man, they reached out to the city of Harvey. The city of Harvey was already going through its own issues because we had what happened on that particular day. And we were dealing with, how many was it, 7? 8, there were 8 in total on that particular day. Even though we're not a part of the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force, and we're not a part of the Major Crimes Task Force, has nothing to do with this administration. It has to do with the inequities, in my opinion, in the Southland on how they treat communities. Because this particular administration and this particular chief has been inquiring about belonging to the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force on several occasions for several years. But even though we have asked to be allowed to participate, we have been told, what, Chief? No. Now, one of the ways that you can help to prevent some of these situations from happening, and one of the ways that you can help, that one could help us in solving these crimes, is to be able to have communities working together. And that is having the Major Crimes Task Force and the city of Harvey work together to solve crimes. Even though they won't allow us to be a part of the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force, the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force came to the Harvey Police Department asking for information to solve this crime in South Holland. Now I want you to understand, because my sympathy goes out to the family, okay, just like it does for those who have suffered here in our community. But you won't help us, but you want us to help you. And then when I brought it, I'll tell you, because I brought it to some of their attention. Some of the mayors, one of the mayors called me up and asked, if I could get our police force to help them with solving the crime. But there was still no offer to help us. I'll repeat again, they wanted us to help them, but they really weren't helping us. We had 3 people perish on that day, a total of 8 wounded. And the main reason some of this stuff is happening is because of the things that, some people don't like me to do. So I'm about to hit the Holy Grail, okay? Because of the previous administration. Because we had a police department that was raided twice by the federal government and once by the state. And that carries, and it continually carries over and over again. But at the end of the day, it came to us to help. And I'm proud of our police force, and I'm proud of the work that you have done. I'm proud of the cases that you have closed, because even when we have those situations, it used to be where you would hear that XYZ happened in somewhere in Harvey. And that's all you would hear. Well, now you're hearing XYZ happened in Harvey, and we got somebody in custody. ABC is happening in Harvey, and now we have somebody in custody. Somebody is being charged. And so at the end of the day, the closure rate in addition to the crimes going down, closure rate is going up. Ain't that right, Madonna? Closure rate is going up. And so at the end of the day, they can ask us for help, but they still don't want to help us. So this might not be the best song, but all I have to say is that they don't really care about us. Because they do what they want to do, and they're okay with using our resources. But they're not okay with us using theirs. And that needs to change. And I'm saying this specifically for all of you in the audience, for those of you who may view this at a later date. But I'm specifically saying it to those who are part of the South Suburban Major Crimes Task Force. We are sick and tired of being left out. And we're sick and tired of the excuses. We're sick and tired of that. Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. For the month of July, the Harbor Fire Department responded to 141 calls. 26 were related to fire, 30 was EMS calls, 12 was good intention calls, 6 was hazardous conditions, 60 was for false alarms, and 7 was for service calls. The city of Harvey also received a grant from ComEd and Metropolitan American Coffees to purchase 2 AEDs for City Hall. Our fire department, we trained the employees at City Hall in CPR. So now they have AED. So if there's a cardiac arrest, they have the resources to assist in that cardiac arrest, because that gives the victim enough consent and survival rate for them to have that knowledge and that for them at their disposal. And that ends our fire department.
Thank you. If possible, at some time in the future, I know we train the employees in CPR, but if we can possibly work, maybe with the University of Chicago or Family Christian Health Center or even South Suburban, to be able to offer a day where people can come in and get CPR certified, that are residents. Because we have, some, whether it's young children or seniors, that if they have a medical emergency or CPR would be of assistance, we would like for them to be trained and prepared. So if you can work on that, that would be greatly appreciated.
Thank you.
Next is Public Works.
Good evening, Mayor Clark, members of council, residents of the city of Harvey. I'm here today to provide some updates on work that's been happening within our streets and grounds, facility maintenance, and water divisions. I'll begin with the street facility grounds division. First, I'd like to acknowledge the assistance and cleanup effort for our team during the recent filming, which took place on 154th Street in the downtown area. Team members provided critical support for production crews that began filming in the city on July 21st. Our team helped by setting up barricades, offering assistance where needed. It's also a pleasure to help bring something special to our city, and our team did a fantastic job ensuring the production ran smoothly. Now with the cleanup behind us, we're turning to our attention back to beautification of our city. Crews have resumed their work trimming and cutting by wards, and we're already started in the 5th ward. We remain committed to keeping the streets and grounds in good condition for all residents. Our water division update. During the last meeting, we've had 42 meter reads, we've had 10 meter exchanges, we had 5 hydrant backflow checks, we've had 10 water shutoffs, 15 water turn-ons, we had no bricks placed, red cards issued were 4, and no yellow or door hangers were distributed in that period. As you can see, our water division has been busy with a variety of tasks, ensuring that water services are maintained and that everything continues to run smoothly for our residents. In light of recent events, the department remains dedicated and committed to serve the city of Harvey and its residents. We are focused on being responsive, efficient, and we continue hard work to maintain the high standards of service that this community deserves. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Next is economic development.
citizens. My name is Cesar Perez. I'm the Economic Development Director, and my main responsibility is business development, planning and zoning, and property sales. And on the issue of business development, it's about growing jobs and investment. And so one of the great tools that we have here, economic development, is the Class 8 property tax abatement program. And I wanted to say now that I've looked at all the applications. We've received 13 applications already. That's over time that we have, and 10 are renewals and 3 are new projects. And we do have one slated for council that's prepared for council in the coming council meeting. So we look forward to that. We talked about investment. We looked in that particular project. It'd be about 1.3 million and about 8 jobs, and taking care of an abandoned building. And that's what you have those programs for, is to attract companies here, and look forward to bringing that to council. With planning and zoning, it's really about building quality of life. And you do that by using your zoning code to allow certain businesses to be in certain places, and also to negotiate improvements to their property. And just in there, zoning clearances, as of end of July 2025, we received 89 applications and processed 82. So we're very current on that. At one time I was way behind, but I'm really caught up. And it's good to be caught up. But again, all of these things take time and energy and work. And so out of those 89, 82 have been processed, 66 have been approved, 11 have been denied, and 9 are moved in the category of special use permit. And that's where we negotiate and work with businesses to make sure that if they're going to locate at a certain spot, they're going to have to make improvements to their facade, the fencing, the landscaping, and so forth, that make a good quality image in our community. So we're excited about working with them. And we have scheduled at least, we received 2 applications that we're going to be bringing them forth to the Planning and Zoning Commission. And we have about another 5 that are gearing up. And it takes time to prepare these special use permits, because we're talking about improving the overall site plan, the image. Again, we want to see drawings and renderings, and let people know that if they do these certain improvements, then yes, they can get a special use permit through the city. The other topic I mentioned, the other responsibility, is property sales, and it's really quite the challenge. I mean, if you look at what's out there, it's an interesting statistic to know, and I've been tracking this over time, that we have nearly 2,000 vacant lots, 1,500 abandoned buildings, and of all of those, if you add them all up, 94% of that are privately owned. And you can see where the problem lies. It is hard for the city to deal with property that we don't own. So how do we deal with that? This is a monumental task, and the answer is to work and obtain control of abandoned properties. Through a program, we can take these abandoned properties and make them ours by working with partners and collaborators, residents who want to deal with their side yard, businesses that want to do home improvement, people who are flippers. We want to work with all of them, and we work with them by going through a judicial deed, a tax deed, a deed in lieu of foreclosure, and whatever banner we can get to take, again, that property and work with the city in partnership with them. That is really the goal. That's a long task. And we're not talking about doing a handful a year. We're looking to try to do hundreds, not 200. And that kind of system requires building something, a system that we're in the process of doing. I've contacted 10 attorneys, received 4 proposals, and it's about getting really a good attorney to work with you, because a lot of these require court cases, and we're in the process of doing that. So we're building the system, and in the meantime, we still apply, and certainly there's going to be a group of these properties available to the council when we talk about the sale of city property and obligating private abandoned property under in partnership with other people to take control through the abandonment process. And so with that, we do have 4 closings that are pending on property that are city owned, and really together I think we can then really, as partners, grow jobs and investment, improve quality of life, and revitalize our neighborhood through these processes that I speak of. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have the building department.
No finance again.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, and the great residents of the City of Harvey. As a director of Building and Inspectional Services Department, I'm happy to represent or talk about our report summarizing for our department's activity over the past month. Our focus remains on daily quality and safety and accountability. The numbers reflect the continued productivity and growing demands placed on our team. During the past month, we processed a total of 105 permits. These include 44 general contraction permits, 5 electrical permits, 5 plumbing permits, 15 solar permits, and 22 renovation permits. 14 permits were not approved due to incomplete documentation or code-related issues, which we closely work with our applicants to resolve. We also welcome 35 new contractors' licenses, reflecting continued growth and the investment in the city of Harvey. As more qualified professionals seek to work in our city, it shows a strong sign that our development is active and expanding. In our monthly report, we thought that it should be beneficial to take a moment to share a critical concern with our community. We have identified a disturbing increase in home scamming activities taking place in Harvey. These scams often involve individuals illegally occupying vacant homes, using fake leases to falsely claim tenancy. In many cases, once these individuals are in the property, it becomes very difficult. In many cases, it becomes very difficult to have them removed through legal channels. This type of behavior poses a threat to property owners and the integrity of our neighborhood. So we're asking for help. If you see something suspicious activity around a vacant property, such as people moving in without a for rent sign, changing locks, claiming to be tenants, please report that to the building department immediately. Early reporting is critical so that we can act swiftly and legally to protect our community. We are pleased to also announce a new addition to the Harvey business community. Please help us welcome the Lux Station, which is a spa located at 369 East 147th Street, Suite C. We're excited to see businesses like this that bring life, services, and opportunities to our community, and we look forward to supporting their success. Thank you very much, and this concludes our report.
Thank you. Next is communications.
Good evening. I'm pleased to provide a brief update from the Communications Department on key developments from the past month. Last month, our city became a filming location for the upcoming Apple TV series, Dark Matters. This production brought energy to our streets, involved local businesses, and shined a light on Harvey in a positive way. Moments like these help reshape perceptions and remind the world of our city's unique character and potential, and let them know that we are open for business. Our This Week in Harvey series continues to grow in reach and is becoming a reliable way for residents to stay connected to what's happening. Last month, we focused on giving residents a behind-the-scenes look at the Harvey Police Department, Harvey Fire Department, and the pumping station. These features not only highlight progress, but build trust and transparency between residents and public safety personnel. Next month, on the 18th, we will host our third Community Solutions meeting. It's designed to engage residents directly in conversations and search for solutions together. Our goal is to foster productive dialogue between the city and the public. Whether it's national visibility, public safety, transparency, or community dialogue, we are committed to keeping Harvey residents informed, inspired, and involved. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is HR.
Good evening, I'm the Director of Human Resources. 56% of candidates are seeking employment opportunities beyond their existing fields of expertise. So therefore, the Human Resource Department has updated the onboarding process by conducting additional reviews of employee references, performing more thorough background checks, and implementing 2 rounds of interviews. This current process takes 2 to 3 days, but it helps to ensure the qualified employees are selected for the city of Harvey. Despite a recent 10% reduction in staff, Harvey continues to operate effectively. Human Resources continue to maintain employees by offering benefits, development, and well-being support, resulting in a more skilled workforce ready to serve the community. We're nearing our open enrollment period, which will provide employees opportunity to explore new medical benefits. We successfully completed our summer internship program with the CETA students, providing hands-on learning about municipal operations. One student learned directly from the city collector about home buying and ownership in the city of Harvey. She stated, "At my age, no one has ever taken the time to show me how to be a homeowner." And she was very grateful for that opportunity. The CETA students also regretted the opportunity to have a question and answer session with Mayor Clark. Several students stated that sitting up and close to a mayor was a chance of a lifetime, and they'll never forget that. The mayor answered each and every question and welcomed all to come back and visit him at any time. And if they ever needed a letter of recommendation, he would be more than happy to give it to them. Helping one person may not change the world, but it could change the world for one person. This concludes my report.
Thank you. Next, we have Senior Services.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, staff, and residents. The Senior Service Department will be hosting events throughout the city, sharing wellness information and asking for some advice from our seniors concerning healthy living alternative goals for seniors. In light of the changes in our government, Senior Services feels that we have to be proactive to give more information to our seniors. Therefore, on Tuesday, August the 12th, we will be hosting a ice cream social at Jesse Jackson East Building from 11:30 to 12:30. Then we will be hosting an additional ice cream social at Jesse Jackson West Building at 1:30 to 3:30. On Thursday, August the 14th, we will be hosting an ice cream social event at South Suburban YMCA, 11:30 to 12:30. On Thursday, August the 14th, we will be hosting an annual bingo luncheon program here at City Hall from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. All seniors are welcome. On Friday, August the 15th, Senior Service Department will be attending the 3rd Ward Community Ward meeting at Jesse Jackson East and West facility, passing out our city literature, listening to the residents' concerns. In closing, Wednesday, August the 20th is our annual Seniors with an Attitude of Gratitude meeting with our seniors at City Hall. Our guest speakers for that event will be the fire department. The subjects of the evening will be dealing with fire safety, SMART 911. In closing, we service 30 residents. I would like to add that we as a community must focus on getting ideas for our seniors. They're the backbones of our community. That ends my report.
Thank you. Finally, we have the Revenue Department.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council and residents of the city of Harvey. I appreciate the opportunity to speak before you today and provide updates of the operations of the city collector's office and my progress we made in serving our community. The mission of our office is simple but vital: to to ensure the city's revenue is collected fairly, efficiently, and transparently, so that all the funds entrusted to us are used to improve the quality of the residents and the city. Over the last 6 months, I've worked diligently to streamline processes, improve customer service, and enhance the accuracy of financial records. I am pleased to report the collection rates have increased, both improved outreach and more convenient payment options and residents and the businesses. We have reduced late payment penalties by focusing on proactive reminders, assisting by returning calls and emails in a time-sensitive manner. Our office is pleased to implement new digital tools and make payment processes faster and secure and more accessible, saving both time and taxpayers' dollars. I want to emphasize that the improvements are not just about numbers, but they are about trust. Every dollar we collect represents a commitment from our citizens and the responsibilities to safeguard funds and ensure that they are used responsibly. Looking ahead, our priorities will include continuing to modernize our system and greater efficiency on the city's website, expanding public education we have also updated the How Do I tab to make it more where you can see and reach out to departments and communication, strengthening communication between departments and residents. I would also like to take time to thank my dedicated staff for professionalism, hard work, and making this possible. I want to thank you, Mayor, for your support and your guidance. And in closing, I just want to say, in what I'm going through, I'm still dedicated. I lost my son last week, and I've been here. Miss Davis tried to get me not to work, but we have a vision, and we do have a passion. So that's why I'm here. That goes my report.
My prayers and condolences, Mr. Moore.
On that
Wow.
note, before I get into the rest of it, Mural coming, we express, of course, our condolences again, and just an example of the type of people that we have working for the Harvey, for the city of Harvey, this administration. Honestly, they're overworked, they're underpaid. They're underpaid because we only collect 52% of our taxes. And so many of them are here because they believe in the vision and the mission of the city. And I'm grateful, and the residents are grateful as well for the work that all of you do and the sacrifices that you make. So thank you. So next on the agenda is Mural comment. Try to make this as brief as I possibly can. We had a wonderful national night out. I want to, first of all, when we have these types of events, we tend to get these same questions of how can we pay for these events? How do we come up with the money to pay for these events when maybe employees are laid off or when something else is going on? I don't know where these things come from. But what I do know is that we have a great amount of supporters and sponsors who give themselves both of their talent and their treasure so that we can pull off these types of events. At that particular National Night Out, we spoke not only about our first responders and police and fire, but we also spoke about those who serve our country in the armed forces, and we are grateful for them. So, and we're grateful once again for the many people who support and sponsor events such as that. I want to, of course, thank the team. And again, and another one. Y'all just keep doing it over and over and over and over again. And the great thing, from my perspective, is that they are doing this with very little to nothing. And they're still making it happen. You're still doing this when people talk about the efforts in a negative way. And they're doing it not for themselves, they're doing it for the city of Harvey, for the residents to be able to recognize certain events, celebrate certain events, and have a good time. And you know what? And that is also a part of the quality of life of the people who live here. So for those who were able to come out, we gave out some bikes. I think they're towing provided the bicycles. Is that correct? Yes. Okay, provided, once again, another sponsor. Provided the bicycles, and there were some very happy children as a result of it. It was nice to see their smiling faces. So I'm so glad that we were able to pull that night off without a hitch. We also had some decent coverage, I will say, from one of our people in media that came out to actually see what was going on. That's a rarity, but we'd love to see more of it. So if anybody from the media is watching this, we want you out here not just to talk about the negative things that are going on in the city of Harvey, but the positive things that are going on in the city of Harvey. Because there are a lot of them. I mean, we just had a shooting in Bronzeville. 5 people were injured in Bronzeville. But we don't just talk about the injuries in Bronzeville, we also talk about the building that they're doing in Bronzeville, the positive actions that are going on in Bronzeville. We would like to be weighed with that same, measured with that same yardstick. So where you see something, if you got something bad to report something good. You know, if you got a negative or something that you don't like, come up with something positive. Because I'm sure that you can. It might be difficult for some who engage in negative behavior as a lifestyle, but for everybody else, we can do this. And I know that we can. We can point out problems, but we can't offer viable solutions. But that's what the community solutions meeting is for. And when we have our next community solutions, one of the things we will be talking about is finances. Because we want to make sure that people have a better understanding as far as that is concerned, how this actually works. I honestly believe that the vast majority of people in this city have a really good heart, and they really want to see the city move forward. I honestly believe that those who act to the contrary are doing so out of ignorance because they just really honestly just don't know. Now, unfortunately, with government, we do have a certain degree of trust that we have to have in our leaders. And so at this particular point in time, we're people that have to be trusted. And we are hoping, we're grateful that many of you, if not most of you, have decided to trust us in our leadership. But for those of you who have a difference of opinion, we want to offer you something. And we're going to offer you an opportunity to come to the table and bring some ideas, some viable solutions. We want you to come to the table and bring viable solutions. Because if for some reason you believe that you can do it better, and at times, honestly, there are some people that can because they have a certain skill set. We're going to open up that door. So the last time I think I spoke, I offered an olive branch. Now we're opening doors. And we're going to open that door for you to walk through and bring your ideas and your skills and your knowledge and your background and your connection to help the city that you say that you love. Well, we're going to see, because your opportunity is coming, and your opportunity is coming very soon. Every single person that gets up in public comment that has an issue with the city, we want you to become a part of the solution and help to solve that problem. And we're going to do everything that we possibly can to provide you the tools that are necessary to do so. We're going to provide you all of the information that is necessary for you to be able to do so. So the next time you decide that you want to get up and say something in public comment, hopefully it'll be about positive work that you're doing to help to move the city forward. Because somebody mentioned the words, pull up your sleeves, and we're going to all have to pull up our sleeves in order to make this city better. And I'm looking forward to everyone doing it. Like I said before, and I'm going to continue to say, investors and developers are conservative. Investors and developers are conservative. They do not want to see a city that is so dysfunctional or discombobulated with its own citizenry. They understand financial problems. They even understand issues of violence, believe it or not. Because as much violence that takes place in the city of Chicago, people still invest in the city of Chicago. So it's not about that. It's about them seeing community. And so what we want to try to do is we want to try to foster that and bring about just that, community. Because when the investors and the developers take a look at us, what they do is, first they look at us from a broad perspective, maybe just the region. Maybe they're looking for this Midwestern portion of the United States. And then they start to look at what's a good area to go in. Usually, of course, Chicago always pops up because it's Chicago. But, you know, as many of them have said to me, they have just as much, if not more difficulty in Chicago, doing business in Chicago than anywhere else. So they look for somewhere else. And they end up seeing a place that is geographically suited, that has the rails, that has the expressways, that has basically everything that it needs, from low skill, medium skill, and high skill employees and labor forces. This is what we offer to people. And they look, but then as they come a little closer, you're like, Lord have mercy. Because they see us. Us. I didn't say y'all, I didn't say me. They see us. And they see how we're conducting ourselves at times. So if we can just, once again, I know that we can do it, and I'm happy that we can. As Alderman Rogers talked about earlier, we had a wonderful, it's so funny. We had a wonderful meeting with South Suburban College. Did y'all hear him say he wasn't gonna spill the beans, then spill the beans?
Yeah. Let the cat out the bag.
That is so funny.
Public safety, recycling. At least we can clean
But
up
it's a
tomorrow.
great thing. And we had a really wonderful meeting. And I look forward to, you know what, and this actually, and I will say this, it was such a good meeting that this is not just, this is just the beginning of a continued and growing relationship with the college. Okay, which is something that we should have done a long time ago. Can I get an amen? Amen. Yes. Okay. So hopefully, you know, this will be one of those things that will help us to foster that relationship. Because relationships matter. I met with the seated interns. I'm glad to hear that they had a good time and experience here. I did absolutely nothing once again. It wasn't me, that was the team. How many interns was it again? 10. And I look forward to next year there being more, because it was, at least from their expression, it was an absolutely wonderful experience, and we were glad to have them here. It touches the heart to see young people actually get involved in any shape, form, or fashion. I wish that we had more. This is to the younger people who may end up watching this, and I wish we had more, because we really need you. None of us are getting younger. Some of us think that we are, but we just lying to ourselves. We all get older, and as we are getting older, we need to be investing in those younger people, and giving them reason to stay here in our city and giving them opportunity to stay here in our city. So they have blessed me just as much as the city has blessed them. I am pleased to announce that the city of Harvey, and another one, the city of Harvey, I'll read it to you directly. The Cook County Department of Transportation and Highways is pleased to inform you that your application has been selected for participation in the 2025 Invest in Cook program. And an official notification is attached to this email. Specifically, the Cook County Department of Transportation and Highways is granting the city of Harvey $300,000 for motor fuel tax eligible design to support the 157th Street Improvement Project, complemented by local funds or other grant sources. Now, this is really important, as many of the grants. First of all, it once again shows that there are people who are willing to trust us with money. So we're doing the damn thing, and I'm so glad, you know, for everybody that has something to do with that, because it shows that they're willing to trust us with money, and we get the money and we do with the money what we say we're going to do. That's what we do. You want to know what's happening with the finances? I'll tell you exactly what's happening with the finances. We doing with what we say we gonna do. So
definitely doing what y'all want to do.
This particular project goes to 157th Street. If many of you remember, when I first took office, we shut down 157th Street between Lathrop and Main, correct? This thing is between Lathrop and Main. We shut it down for really good reason. And we had to, once again, bear the brunt of the negativity and everything. But the reason why we shut down is because the street was not violent. While the state was repairing and widening out 159th Street, trucks started using 157th Street as their alternative route. And because they were using 157th Street as their alternative route, and that street was not designed for that type of traffic, it wore out the street, tore up the street, okay? And some of you, especially those who live in the area, remember some of the very large, extremely large sinkholes that came as a result of it. So, it became honestly just a danger. But we didn't have the funds to fix it. And I'm not gonna say why we didn't have the funds, because they hate when I say that.
Say it.
Say it. Because we was $164 million in debt.
Yeah.
Because that's what this administration inherited. We didn't have the bonding capacity to be able to afford to float a bond to fix those types of projects, because we had been banned from participating in bonds, and our previous mayor had been banned from participating in municipal bonds for life. So, we couldn't fix it. And since 2019, we have been trying in every way that we possibly can to get funds to try to do something. Now, let me go back. Let me just say this. Sometimes when I hate on Eric, and I'm gonna call him Eric right now, you know, people are like, why you don't do it? Why you don't do it? Me and Eric have been friends for God knows. I don't even know how long. So, and we cool. Okay? But at the same time, while we're cool as individuals, I just didn't agree with him as an administrator, just like some people don't agree with me. So it just is what it is. But we get this money, and we're gonna use this money to help to make the design to fix this street. So that's another thing that's going on positive in our city, but people from the outside can see it, and they seem to have no problem with it We do need to do some things as far as our audits are concerned, and we are working on our audits. As some of you have articulated in some of your public comments, we do have an auditor that is working on our audits. We have also taken the time to go meet with the state comptroller to make sure, to meet with her team, to make sure that we are on the same page as far as what we're trying to do. The state comptroller's office, at least as far as from what I understood from the meeting, they understand not only the challenges that the city of Harvey's face, but also the challenges that other communities face as well, as far as trying to get the audits done, and they're willing to assist in whatever way they possibly can. So we are, once again, we are working on those audits, but we are also proud that we can have a conversation with the state comptroller's office to talk about these issues and figure out additional ways. One of the things I did say during that meeting, that we welcome a forced audit. I know some people try to make it seem as if a forced audit is a bad thing. I really don't see it as a bad thing, because when I was an alderman, I fought for us to have these audits. So it's not a bad thing to have a forced audit, in my opinion. We need as much help as we can get to try to get those audits done. And if the state comptroller's office is willing to give us that help, well, they're not going to give it to it because we have to pay it later on. Pay it back later on. But if they're willing to provide that assistance that we need to get those audits done, this administration welcomes it. It is not a bad thing. Not at all. So as we move forward with the auditor that we have, our next audits after that, I honestly hope and pray that they say, you know what, this is what we want to do. Of course, that's when they'll say, no, they don't want to do it this time. But, you know, it is what it is. But we're going to continue working with them and continue to build that relationship. Property taxes are property taxes. Every single person in this audience and every person that sounds my voice should be bothered by the fact that your taxes are higher because commercial properties don't pay. Your residential taxes are higher because residential properties don't pay. You don't have all the services that you need to have because residential properties don't pay. Commercial properties, thank you, don't pay. And for those who think we live in a third, fourth, or fifth world country, we live in that way because the commercial properties don't pay. And what's going to happen to you, at least the majority of, if you don't pay your property taxes? You know what happens to you. But nothing happens to them, and they continue to operate day in and day out and make money off of this community without paying their property taxes, and thus allowing Harvey to have its fair share. And that's extremely important. So we need to move that property tax collection rate up. We agreed in July of last year that there was not going to be a tax increase, that the city of Harvey was not going to impose a tax increase on your property taxes. And we lived up to that commitment. We sure did. And we didn't raise them. Other taxing bodies chose to do so, but we didn't. Even though we know we need the money, because we don't believe that you should have to continue to carry this burden. But while you don't have to continue to carry this burden, we need you to help put pressure on some of these businesses that aren't paying their commercial taxes. Some of these businesses that aren't paying their sales taxes because we need it. I remember, anybody remember Joe Plummer? Joe Plummer from back during Obama, when Obama was running, and he wanted to know why Obama was going to increase the taxes taxes on the rich, like he was rich. And then to come to find out, he wasn't rich. Why are you fighting for people who ain't fighting for you? People trying to take money out of your pocket, and you continually want to fight for them as if you have something vested in their survival. If they're not, that's what we're gonna call it. We got a potluck community. Everybody gotta bring something to the table. I need some meatloaf over here. I need some collard greens over there. I need some sweet potatoes or some yams, as some other folks want to call it, depending on where you're from. And I need some of that good dressing and potato salad. Everybody got to bring something to the table. But the commercial properties feel like they don't. And then they feel entitled when we decide to ask for what we're owed. They should be ashamed of themselves. And some of these companies are national corporations that do these things in predominantly black communities, but they don't do them in predominantly white communities. They do them in predominantly poor communities, but they don't do it in predominantly affluent communities. They should be ashamed of themselves. And we're gonna keep fighting them until you pay what you owe. Now, we have some other great things going on. You know, we have some employees, and I'm gonna look at y'all later on, but I just wanna give a little shout out and clap to those employees. We had some employees come to us, come to this administration with suggestions on how to improve the city and how to improve our revenue collection. They came with solutions. These are employees. They don't live in the city of Harvey, and they came and they get paid either way. But just because they care so much about the city, they came with suggestions and solutions on how we can do even more and do even better. And some really viable solutions that we are working on right now. I'm not gonna let that cat out the bag, but I'm gonna just let you know that it's happening, and we should be bringing that to you sometime soon. I talked about the South Major Crime Task Force. I want to also thank Rose and Ceasefire, because Rose and Ceasefire is out there helping the city of Harvey with what it does as far as violence prevention is concerned. And when the most recent events happened, they reached out as well. So I'm so wonderfully appreciative of what they have done in this community and continue to do. And then the last few things is, yes, we had a filming in the city of Harvey. And another one. And it was great. And they were so appreciative in the way in which they were handled by the staff, by police, by public works, by everybody in the city to make their filming possible. Okay? And I was on set, that's right, on set. On the day of filming. And if anyone got a chance to ride through downtown Harvey during the time, a few days before filming or a few days after filming, you got a chance to see what it looked like. And it was wonderful how they transformed and changed the environment. So I'm really pleased about that, and I'm hoping that they will come back. I believe that they will, and we will be able to once again. It wasn't an embarrassment to the city like some people said. They were happy to be here. They were pleased to be here. And so we were happy to have them. We are looking for an attorney, as Cesar Suarez said, to help us with property acquisition. This is a kind of an advertisement. If we have any attorneys out there that are interested, please reach out to the city, 708. 210-5300. You can ask for Cesar Suarez, or you can ask for our city administrator, Corrina Davis, because we need attorneys to help us with property acquisition. It's difficult. A lot of times people think that all of this property that's vacant is owned by the city. It's not. It's privately held properties, and then it makes it difficult for the city to be able to do something with these properties. So we want to be able to do so, and if we can get some attorneys to give us a call, help, we'd appreciate it.
Excuse me.
We are continuing to grow. Bottom line, we're continuing to grow. More and more businesses are coming into the city. We're dealing with more applications for permits, licenses, contractor licenses, and things of that nature. I know there are some who think that businesses are leaving. You're right. Some of them are, but let me tell you why. Besides the fact that some of these businesses don't pay their fair share, which I believe that they should pay their fair share, and if they don't, oh well, because they have a chance to do it the right way. I remember as I was growing up, I'm gonna call it out. When I was growing up, I used to go to a Chinese food restaurant here in the city of Harvey. Boy, that Chinese food was good. I loved it. And from 19, whatever it was, I don't know, maybe the 80s, all the way to 2019, I sure enough loved eating that Chinese food. And then I became mayor. And we decided that we were going to partner with Cook County Health and Sanitation and start inspecting some of these places. And the one thing that I found out about this Chinese food place is while I really love their rice was moving. Yeah, the rice was moving. And not because I was using my fork, it was moving on its own. And so it couldn't continue to do business in the city of Harvey. Remember when the Popeyes chicken phase with the biscuits and the chicken sandwiches was going on, and people was around the corner? We went to the Popeyes on 147th and Hudson, and we found rat droppings and every other type of thing there.
They still there.
I heard someone say it's still there.
It is.
Then stop eating.
I never did.
That's how you fix
Never
that.
did.
They fixed the hole.
But
They fixed the hole.
they fixed
Oh,
the
they
hole.
fixed the hole.
Oh, okay. Well, they tried to do some things, but they had not been inspected. And that was one of the things.
Third world neighborhood.
We had no relationship with the Cook County Department of Health to actually get those inspections done. So as we started doing those inspections, we started finding out some businesses had some problems. And when they had those problems, they had choices. They could fix those problems, which I would have preferred, or they could leave. But some people would still rather eat that moving rice because they want to say that this administration is running businesses away. I don't understand. It doesn't help anybody. Like I said, when you're saying what you're saying, it don't put nobody's food on nobody's table, clothes on nobody's back, and roofs on nobody's house. All you're doing is styling, profiling, and grandstanding. For what? So folk can eat moving rice. Because that's what you obviously want them to do. We are moving forward. We are growing. We are expanding. And it's the only sad part that I see about it, but it usually is what happens, is that you can't see it because you're in it.
Look at the city.
But people from the outside, like Cook County, like the state of Illinois, like the federal government, they see. And they see exactly what we're doing. So once again, I'm proud. Proud to represent this city. I'm proud that I have the council the way that it is. And I know that we can do better. and now we will. So, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Shirley, have they ever made mention of replacing any of the molded tiles at the top? See that mold at the top that we're all breathing in? See the mold?
Proclamations.
Gotta get that
Names
fixed.
of any of the other officers.
Just like the moving rice.
Please let us know so we can get that.
You know I'm spot
Yeah,
on.
for those who are deceased. And other than that, if there is nothing else for the good of the order, Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make the motion.
There's a motion by the first and a second by the sixth. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. It is 9:09. Thank you, God bless you, and have a wonderful, outstanding, splendid.
They did not say a proclamation for that. Oh, that we can. Well, yeah, we can.